One of the most incredible statistics that we will see in the NBA this year. In their history, the Celtics have played 65% of their games. Two-thirds of their games they've ever played. They've had 2 Hall of Famers.
That right there is just an unbelievable stat.
And that doesn't even count the guys who are on their team now who are going to the Hall of Fame. So it's probably closer to 70%. Despite that, so for all the years they had Larry Bird and Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish, for all the years they had John Havlicek and Bill Russell and whoever else you want, this is the first time ever the Celtics have had 2 players score 40 points in the same game.
Also, some of the shots that these guys hit in this game, like I'm sure the Blazers were kind of like, what are we supposed to do? We're blanketed all over these guys. Payton Pritchard is the reason why the Celtics are going to be so hard to beat for the title. Not necessarily because of what he does, but because they can have a 6th man who's scary and potent enough, and most importantly, confident enough. Payton Pritchard is a demonstration of the Joe Mazzulla system. When Joe Mazzulla became the head coach, Payton Pritchard was barely playing. His confidence was shaken. And Joe Mazzulla said, guys, I don't care if you're 0 for 10, keep shooting threes. And they have a situation where they can have an off night. Tatum is out this game. Porzingis is out this game. They get 19 threes between these 2 guys.
Hey, Payton Pritchard had 10 threes last night. He had 10 rebounds and over 40 points. That's an unorthodox triple-double for that kind of guy. I don't think there are too many triple-doubles in NBA history like that.
No, so Payton, and generally you wouldn't have expected to be Payton Pritchard, who usually is the guy who throws it in from 50 feet right before the buzzer, and that's what we mostly know about him. So let's deal in for a moment here these legends, all right? Because I've got D. Wood over here, the biggest Laker fan I know. D. Wood, as you are watching your Lakers right now, we're talking about the Celtics, we're talking about the Thunder, we're talking about the Cavaliers. But are your Lakers right now the best show, not only in the NBA, but in all of sports?
Yes, they are, because we have a newness about us. Think about it. We just made the most transcendent acquisition in the NBA history, in my opinion, with obviously trading for Luka-Doncic. So when you combine that with the fact that we are the Lake Show, that's our nickname, the Lake Show. Okay, when you have that type of star power with that franchise, it's obviously going to, it's going to bring the type of energy that people want to see. And can you imagine my Lake Show in the NBA Finals? We're not going anywhere. There's not going to be any type of summer break because we're all going to be strapped in watching the Lakers in the finals.
I want everyone in on this, but I got to start with Windy. We all know how Laker fans can be. They're kind of like Cowboy fans. They're going to the finals every year in LA. This year, are they actually right?
Most of the time I roll my eyes at the Laker exceptionalism. I've kind of retire it because Luka fell into their laps and all of a sudden this team is taking off. And I'm just going to say, over this next 10 days, there are some tremendous Laker games coming up. Tonight, we got the Knicks game. That's going to be an interesting one. Saturday night, appointment television, Lakers at Celtics, ABC. Just
can't ask for better, right.
Next week, they play at Milwaukee. That's a real challenge of a game. And then they finish this road trip they're about to be on with a rematch in Denver, who's a potential playoff opponent for them. We are very interested and excited about the Lakers. We acknowledge the Thunder are the West's best team. The Lakers are incredibly interesting right now. And over this next 10 days, they're going to have a number of really good tests.
Harry, are we overdoing it with the Lakers or not?
No, when you have 3 bucket getters, you have 2 global superstars in LeBron James and Luka. But then Austin Reeves can create and get his own shot by himself. What Luka has been able to do defensively, look at how active and look at the energy that he's exerting on the defensive side of the ball. And I think a lot of it is a testament to, number one, being traded from the Dallas Mavericks. A lot of people in the rumblings talking about him being out of shape and not being committed to it. But at the same time, when you're playing with LeBron James and you have a head coach like J.J. Redick that you played with at one time that can hold you accountable, hey, I can't wait till we get to that boy bad because y'all think it's just going to be offensive? Just wait.
Can I say this?
Just wait.
Can I say this? We've been balling. And we haven't even had Austin Reeves or Rui Hachimura. And we still finding a way to win the game. And you wonder why Laker fans are acting the way I'm acting right now. You wonder why.
You have every right to.
I like how you refer to them as we. Someone used
it's we.
No, I agree on that.
I'm on the end of the bench.
Right.
That's where I'm at.
You know who feels the exact same way he does? LeBron.
Yeah, I was just going to say, rejuvenated, right?
LeBron, Luka gets traded in the first week of February. LeBron wins Player of the Month in February for the first time in 5 years. This is not a coincidence.
Well, again, I think it's brought out a certain energy in him. And also, I would think that they can take their spots, pick their spots to preserve him for the postseason and lean more on Luka. I know Luka's had the knee, he's been rested some, but they can lean on Luka and not have LeBron carry the load.
Typically, I am annoyed by how much attention is paid to the Lakers. They have earned it. They are playing without starters. They are going to get better this season. Remember, they still have assets that they can use to improve this team the next couple of years. I did not expect this team to be this good right now. I was warning people to chill when they got Luka. I'm no longer saying chill.
If you allow me, they have earned it.
Okay, the fingers.
That'll be $50.
Okay, yeah. D's notes. And in this case, we only have one note for you, and because this was sent to me yesterday, and I think it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Schefter, I want you to focus on this for a minute. We're talking about what LeBron James would need to do to be the greatest athlete after 40 that we've seen in any of the team sports. Well, what you're looking at is what Tom Brady did in his 40s. He had 6 4,000-yard seasons. He won 2 Super Bowls, an MVP and a Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes and Peyton Manning are the only other quarterbacks ever to accomplish all of those in their entire careers.
Right.
Tom Brady had one of the 3 greatest careers in NFL history, starting at the age of 40. When I saw that yesterday, I thought that might be the most ridiculous statistic that I've ever seen.
If you looked at Jerry Rice's career from 35 on, it would be something very similar to where certain guys are in certain categories, the GOATs of the GOATs. And the numbers they put up at that point in time are unachievable for almost everybody else, and they are at a level that nobody's ever been at. Brady in his 40s, Jerry Rice in his 30s. It was post-knee injury after he tore his ACL. That's what it was. In my mind, I'm just thinking of this. Like, I looked at his numbers after he tore his ACL in the 30s, and those numbers alone would have been better than almost any Hall of Fame receiver and placed him in the Hall of Fame. That's what separates these guys from all-time greats into GOATs, because the numbers and things that they've done have never been done before.
Rice had a 1,000-yard season at the age of 40, and the Raiders went to the Super Bowl that year. He was the only receiver.
Jerry Rice, after 30, after turning 30, 1,000 receptions, 13,546 receiving yards, 102 receiving yards. Randy Moss in his career had 982 catches. That's Jerry Rice after turning 30.
After turning 30. So those are the numbers. So Brady, we see the numbers there. Literally, Brady had one of the 3 greatest quarterbacking careers ever, starting on his 40th birthday. My question to you, Windy, as someone who has been around LeBron since he was right around his 15th or 16th birthday, he just turned 40 2 months ago. Should we be expecting this? Should we be expecting 2, 3, 4 more years of him playing A-level NBA basketball?
I'm not seeing deterioration. So we remember 2 years ago, he had that walk-off. The Lakers were missing the playoffs. He goes, we'll see about next year. So we're like, wow, is that the sounding of the alarm? And he's even said, I'm on the back 9. I know there's not that much time left. Last summer, he won MVP of the Olympics. This is the greatest tournament, international basketball tournament in history. He won the MVP. He's having 2 back-to-back great shooting seasons. He's arguably having one of the best shooting seasons of his career this year. And most importantly, Luka is there now. He's been invigorated. We all thought this season would be about his son. And it did. It did really start getting him, active early in the season. But this Luka arrival is opening up an opportunity for a last act that we didn't necessarily see coming.
By the way, that's a little bit like Tom Brady going to Tampa. So LeBron gets Luka, and you see him invigorated. Tom goes to Tampa, warm sunshine, gets invigorated. And I think we're living in a day and age where their access to nutrition, training, pliability is such that that didn't exist 20 years ago. It gives them a chance. Now, the greats of the greats are so motivated, so driven, so ambitious that it drives them to reach levels the likes of which Tom Brady achieved, the likes of which LeBron has achieved. And you're going to see the best of the best, I think, continue to play like that. And they've inspired the other great athletes to try to follow in their paths. When Matthew Stafford was talking about going to the Raiders, one of the things that appealed to him was being around Tom Brady and getting to work with Tom Brady's trainer, Alex Guerrero, in Las Vegas to see if he could extend his career.
I'm old enough to remember when a guy hit 30, we started thinking, oh, well, it's starting to get close to the end. Is 40 the new 30 in sports now?
Yes, to a certain extent, because what Tom Brady was able to do is play upper echelon football and win at the highest level.
Right.
Now, he won 2 championships in his 40s.
Yes.
He also won another one at 39. LeBron James was 39 before he turned 40 in December. So Tom Brady, technically, if you're going by numbers in that way, won 3 of them.
Yeah.
From 39 on.
Yes. So he's the, I mean, D Wood, is there a guy that's going to do that? Is Matt Stafford the guy who's going to do that? Are we going to see guys doing that? Is Steph Curry going to do this? Kevin Durant, are these guys going to be playing when they're 42 years old?
I think Steph Curry is a very interesting guy. I mean, listen, because there isn't physicality to Steph's game. Steph's game is about shooting. Okay, now you got like Jimmy Butler. They complement each other so well, and just the way their offense and the way their playing style, what's the right way? I don't know. Like they complement one another.
Yeah.
Like Steph Curry, to me, Steph Curry could play till he's 45. Easy.
He runs a marathon every game, though, right?
So what I would say about Steph is his conditioning has never been better. His conditioning at age 36 is as good as it's ever been, and that makes you see a.
But why is that?
He's an incredible worker. He's arguably the most conditioned player in the NBA, and he's 36.
And don't they put a lot of time, money, effort, resources into their body, right?
I mean, if you look, the other night,
it's like an engine. They're taken care of.
I'm telling you, if you have a Warriors game and you don't come early to watch Steph's warm up, you're missing out. You watch what Steph does before the game, and you watch what he does with his footwork. I know everybody's going to watch the shots, but watch what he does with his footwork. Look, and here's the thing about LeBron. It's a combination of 2 things. It's not just the fact that he's invigorated with Luka. It's that Luka's arrival eases the burden.
Yes.
It requires less of him day in and day out, not just on the court, but also like dealing with the media, dealing with the pressure. The combination of those 2 things is what opens up the situation.
Luka is the legal and acceptable load management in the NBA.
He's also the legal and acceptable performance-enhancing drug, if you will, because you're right. I mean, LeBron all of a sudden looks fresh in those fourth quarters.